I'm hearing from a lot of people, they feel like this is kind of Iraq, deja vu. Talk about that. Tell me about what do you think for people that are buying the Trump administration's line that the media is largely repeating, an imminent attack, all these things. Does this have anything to do with oil? Does this have anything to do with Trump trying to get reelected?
Yeah, well, I still have my no war for oil button from back in, from way back during Bush. And yes, it absolutely does. Generally presidents, when they feel like they are embattled, in trouble, they figure, start a war and everybody will rally round. And I would say this time we know better. This time we're not going for it, and, he admitted it. He admitted it's a war for oil. So that's it.
And what do you think? I see Labor for Bernie. As far as I can see, Bernie and Tulsi Gabbard are the only people who have come out that are running that just unequivocally said, we shouldn't have done this, no equivocation, he was a bad guy, blah, blah.
No. And that's one of the things is that we really need a president and a Congress. The president can't do it alone. We're going to need a Congress who can get rid of our bases all around the world. We're polluting the whole world. The bases, our military is the major source of pollution in this world.
Pentagon's actually the biggest culprit behind the climate crisis and carbon dioxide.
They are. So we need a candidate like Bernie who can speak to that. Even though the president, as he says, he can't do it alone. We're all going to have to stay active. After we elected Obama, we kind of relaxed a little, like that everything was going to be okay. It isn't. And Obama, as good as he was in a lot of ways, he started the whole drone system, and it's just horrible. Imagine if we had drones flying over New York, taking out, even if they were to take out Trump Tower, how many people would they get with that?
Imagine for a second if Iran took out the equivalent of the U.S. Secretary of State, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, because that's what we just did to Iran, when the evidence, where reports are, was not there, that there was an imminent attack.
Right. There's no report of an imminent attack. And someone said to me earlier today, well, he was a terrorist. Well, unfortunately, we have our government acts as a terrorist. When we send drones to take people out, that's terrorism. And so unfortunately, there's a lot of terrorism in the world. This man is not the only one. And honestly, taking him out, probably 1,000 more will come up in his place. So I'm not defending him or what he did, but we have to get off this treadmill of thinking that the military is going to solve things for us, because it isn't.
It's interesting. I think the United States is fine with terrorists if those terrorists are good for our business interests.
Oh, yeah.
Why aren't we trying to take out Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who has murdered all these Yemenis?
Oh, yeah, and he's become a bigger and bigger friend to the Trump administration. And
Obama liked him too.
Yeah. I guess they get taken in by his fancy parties and all that, but...
And that Saudi Arabia funds a lot of our think tanks, politicians, companies.
Right. Yeah, and I'm sad to see Israel aligning themselves with them, because really it's very dangerous for Israel, and it will only end up fueling more anti-Semitism, which we really don't need. I'm not blaming the Jews for what Israel's doing any more than, for what Netanyahu's doing any more than I blame all the Americans for what Trump is doing. But we're the ones who have to put a stop to it. So that's my main thing. I'll just say I'm a proud member of the Communist Party, and this is our main agenda.
Last question. What's your message? Because obviously Bernie is trying to bring out a lot more younger voters.
Right.
Younger voters are the ones, we're all going to suffer, but younger voters, if there's a war, forget it.
Right.
What's your message to younger people who might never have voted, or first-time voters, with all this going on?
When you think there are candidates who can really make a difference, there are people who really want change, where it's not the same old, same old. And if you fight for them, we can have it. The world is ours to win, let's say it that way.
What's your name?
Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
Tony.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.